Hello YouTube, this is CardCraze2539, and this is the out of order tutorial. Please, before viewing this tutorial, click on this card box to watch the performance. Alright. So, after you watch the performance, come back here and let's start the tutorial. All you need is a regular deck of cards, and just to tell you right now, so I don't waste your time when you're watching this tutorial, you must have 52 cards in your deck, because if you don't, then the trick won't work. I don't think it will. I haven't tried it with less than 52 cards. But you have to have 52 cards for it to work with the full effect. So, here's what you have to do. Separate your cards in the different suits. Like so. Okay? And then, you should order all your cards ace through king. With the king on top. Okay? Now after you've done that, put the clubs down, then the hearts, then the spades, and then the diamonds. The suit order doesn't matter as long as it's red, black, red, black. I actually don't think red, black matters, but I like to do it like that. So the order I like to do it in is clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. That's my favorite order. You don't have to go like that, okay? So now, what you do is you make 3 separate piles. 1, 2, 3, and you just keep going in that exact same order. You don't want to mix up the cards in any other way. Just follow this. If you drop the cards, then you have to reset the whole thing up. I was making my performance video when I dropped the cards, and I had to reset the thing, and I had to make a brand new video. That's why you have to be careful when you're doing this, because you don't want to mix up the order. Okay, now you should have 1 card left. And there's the first pile, second pile, and third pile. So this is the last card. Put it back on the first pile because you've already went around. Every pile has even number of cards except for this one is gonna have 1 extra card. Okay, so you take your first pile and you put it on top of the second pile. Then you take your second pile and you put it on top of your third pile. Okay? Now the one that you just did right there, this is what you do before you perform it. This is still your setup. Okay? So that was just your setup right there. Now, it's time to start the trick. Now the deck's set up for the trick. So, you had to set up in that 3 pile. I had to pause that video real quick. Okay. So, the piles that we just did in those 3 piles, that was not part of the performance. That was part of the setup. So, starting now is the performance. So, you ask the spectator to cut the cards. No, don't shuffle the cards. Just cut the cards as many times as they'd like. Because no matter how many times you cut the cards, it'll remain in order. The cards will be in. The order will be the same. It's just that, yeah, you understand, right? Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, so the cards will always be in the same order at the end of the trick. So they just cut the cards until they're happy. Make sure they don't spill the cards, then you have to restart the whole entire trick. That'd just be a mess. So make sure you're monitoring that. Okay, so they just say they're happy. Okay, now here's the first part of the trick. You tell the spectator you're going to make 3 piles like this. As far as they think, this is the first time you're making 3 piles. But you know this is the second time you're making 3 piles. But this is the first time you're making 3 piles for the performance. So then you start making your 3 piles. So the spectators think this is the first time you're making 3 piles, when this is really the second time you're making 3 piles, because the first time you made 3 piles was part of the setup. Okay, now tell the spectator you're going to put the first pile on the second pile, and you're going to put the second pile on the third pile. Now, you want to do the exact same thing. Make 3 piles. Okay. Now you can have the spectators cut the cards as many times as they want to now. As many times as they want to. Okay? When they're happy, then you grab the cards, and you're looking at the bottom card, but they're not, so you can hold it like this when the audience is over here. Then you can be holding it like this, and be glancing at the bottom card. What you want to do is you don't want to overhand shuffle. You just want to take some cards and cut, and square it back up, and then cut. You just keep cutting until there's an ace on the bottom. So notice that I'm not overhand shuffling, or I'm not dropping a few cards. I'm actually cutting the cards over and over again, and then there's an ace. Now say that, okay, I'm done cutting. And so you want to leave that ace on the bottom. Now you make 12 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just making sure you can see that. Okay. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just let me put that there. 9, 10, 11, 12. And now say the 13th card is an ace. And the 13th card will always be an ace if you follow these steps correctly. So now make 12 more piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then just say there's another ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and another ace. So far they're going to be amazed, because they're not going to not know how that got there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you can ask the spectator, any guesses what this card is? They're probably going to say an ace, and they're going to be correct. It's an ace. So now you can just make them mad or something, or just give a little humor or whatever. Just say this is just what the trick is. I can make the 4 aces appear from out of order cards, and they're gonna be like, oh wow, that's so cool, or whatever. But you can say, but wait, there's more. I can make all 4 kings appear here, the queens, the jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, the 3s, and the 2s. And that's how you do out of order.